His hands were still on my skin when he said the words that froze my heart. "You cannot keep living this double life, Sarah. You need to leave him. You need to choose me." I was lying in that hotel bed, tangled in sheets that smelled of guilt and sin, my pulse still racing from the fire we had just fed. My body trembled, not from pleasure anymore, but from fear. His voice was firm, demanding, the kind of tone that left no room for hesitation. I looked at him, my affair partner, his face flushed with intensity, his eyes sharp with possession. He wanted me to leave Daniel. He wanted me to destroy the life I had built. And the terrifying part? A piece of me wanted it too. Before I go deeper into this story, let me pause for a moment to thank every single one of you here on this channel. To my amazing subscribers, you are the reason I can keep pouring out these raw, emotional stories. I appreciate you deeply. And to all my new and returning viewers who have not yet subscribed, I cannot wait for you to hit that subscribe button because it is the fuel and the energy that keeps this channel alive. Please also remember to engage and share your thoughts in the comments right after this hook because your voices matter. My name is Sarah. I am 30 years old, an American white woman living in a suburban town in Virginia. To the outside world, I looked like I had it all. A stable marriage, a comfortable home, a husband who adored me, and a picture-perfect life that most people would envy. My husband's name is Daniel. He is 32, dependable, hardworking, and one of the kindest men I have ever known. Daniel came from a conservative family that believed in loyalty and lifelong commitment. When he stood in front of me at the altar 3 years ago, his eyes were full of certainty, as if he had no doubt that I would be his forever. He loved me unconditionally. And yet, here I was, in a hotel bed, with another man's hands on me. His name is Alex. He is 35, dark-haired, confident, with an energy that feels dangerous. I met him 6 months ago at a work event. Daniel had been busy with a major project at his job, and I was feeling invisible, starved of attention. Alex noticed me immediately. He laughed too easily, complimented too boldly, and stared too long. It should have stopped there. I should have walked away. But I did not. It started with late-night text messages, the kind I deleted before Daniel could see. Harmless at first, but then they grew bolder, hotter, until words alone were not enough. One night, Alex asked me to meet him at a bar just outside town. I told Daniel I was staying late at work. That night changed everything. Alex touched me in a way that made me feel alive in ways I had not felt in years. With him, there was no routine, no quiet predictability. It was fire, reckless and consuming. Every kiss felt stolen. Every embrace felt forbidden, and that made it impossible to resist. One meeting turned into many. Before I knew it, the affair became a part of my life, hidden in the shadows while Daniel slept peacefully, believing he was married to a faithful wife. At first, Alex promised me nothing more than excitement. He told me he understood I was married, that he was not asking for more. But passion has a way of changing people. Soon, his words turned possessive. He wanted more than just stolen nights and secret touches. He wanted me, fully, completely. And that was when things became dangerous. The night he demanded I leave Daniel, my heart cracked. I stared at him, my chest tight with guilt. He looked at me like he owned me, like he had earned the right to rewrite my life. But Daniel's face would not leave my mind. Daniel, who worked long hours to provide for me, who still kissed me goodnight, who still reached for my hand even when I pulled away. I wanted to tell Alex no. I wanted to say this had gone too far. But when he leaned in, kissed me again and whispered, "I am the one you really want," I melted, because part of me knew he was right. That night, when I drove back home, my hands shook on the steering wheel. Daniel was waiting up for me, sitting on the couch with a soft smile, his eyes tired but warm. "Long day?" he asked. I nodded, kissed his forehead, and told him I was exhausted. He pulled me close and whispered that he loved me, and I whispered it back, though guilt burned my tongue. Daniel had no idea that just an hour earlier, another man had held me, another man had kissed me, and another man had demanded I leave him. I went to bed that night with Daniel's arms around me, but all I could feel was Alex's voice echoing in my head. Leave him. Choose me. The fire I thought I could control was now spreading too fast, and I knew it was only a matter of time before it burned my whole world to the ground. The next few weeks after Alex demanded I leave Daniel were like walking on a tightrope with no safety net. Every step I took felt dangerous. Every lie I told weighed heavier than the last. Alex's tone had changed. He was no longer satisfied with stolen nights or quick hotel escapes. He wanted permanence. He wanted me to tear down everything I had built with Daniel and give him my life. The texts he sent were no longer playful. They were filled with urgency. When are you going to tell him? You cannot keep doing this forever. Sarah, he does not make you feel what I make you feel. You know that. His words tightened around my chest like chains. But Daniel, sweet, oblivious Daniel, was noticing the cracks. He had always been attentive, but lately he was studying me in a way that made my stomach churn. At dinner, he would look at me across the table and ask, "Are you sure everything is all right?" When I pulled away from his touch, he asked, "Do you not love me like you used to?" Those questions cut deeper than anything Alex could say, because the truth was, Daniel still loved me with every piece of his heart, and I was betraying him in ways he could not even imagine. One night, after another stolen meeting with Alex, I came home late again. Daniel was waiting in the kitchen, his arms crossed, his eyes heavy with suspicion. "Sarah," he said softly, "are you seeing someone?" My blood ran cold. My entire body went stiff. For a moment, I considered telling him the truth. The weight of what I was carrying almost broke me in that second. But then I saw the pain in his eyes, the way his voice cracked when he asked, and I lied. I lied to protect myself, to protect the illusion of our marriage. "No, Daniel. I am just stressed with work. That is all." He wanted to believe me. I could see it. He nodded, forced a smile, and kissed my cheek. But I could also see the doubt simmering beneath his surface. He knew something was wrong, even if he could not put his finger on it. Meanwhile, Alex was growing impatient. He started showing up unannounced, calling me late at night when I was lying next to Daniel, sending messages that made my heart race with panic. "Do it, Sarah. Leave him. If you love me, prove it." One Saturday afternoon, Daniel invited me to go grocery shopping with him. It should have been a simple, ordinary day. But when we pulled into the store parking lot, my phone buzzed. "Alex, I am outside your house. If you do not talk to me today, I will make sure Daniel finds out everything." My stomach twisted. Fear ripped through me. I made an excuse to Daniel about needing to use the bathroom and rushed outside to call Alex. He was furious. His voice was sharp, threatening. "I am done waiting, Sarah. You either choose me, or I will make the choice for you." I begged him to calm down, begged him not to ruin everything. My voice shook as I tried to soothe him, but deep down, I knew something had shifted. Alex was no longer just my escape. He was becoming my destruction. That night, as Daniel and I sat together watching a movie, I could not focus on the screen. My mind replayed Alex's words over and over. "Choose me, or I will make the choice for you." For the first time since the affair began, I felt truly trapped. It was no longer just about passion or desire or the thrill of the forbidden. It was about survival. My marriage was hanging by a thread. Alex's demands were growing darker, and my lies were closing in on me like walls I could not escape. I looked at Daniel, his arm draped lovingly around me, his trust still intact despite the doubt in his heart, and I realized something chilling. If I did not make a choice soon, I was going to lose everything. The breaking point came faster than I expected. Alex had grown relentless. His texts were no longer pleas for love. They were threats wrapped in desperation. "If you will not leave him, I will tell him myself." His words burned in my chest, each message a ticking bomb waiting to go off. I tried to buy time. I told him I needed space, that Daniel was going through a rough patch at work, that it was not the right moment. But Alex was done listening. He wanted proof that I would give him my life. He wanted Daniel out of the way. One rainy Thursday evening, Daniel asked me to meet him at our favorite restaurant. He looked nervous, almost pale. I thought maybe he was about to confront me again. My heart pounded as I walked inside, rehearsing lies in my head. But when I sat down across from him, he reached for my hand and said, "I love you, Sarah. I know something has been wrong, but I want to fight for us. Whatever it is, we can fix it." Tears stung my eyes. My chest ached with guilt. How could he still believe in me after everything? His loyalty made me feel smaller, dirtier, and weaker than ever. And then my phone buzzed. Daniel's eyes flickered to the screen. Alex's name lit up, bold and undeniable. I froze. I wanted to snatch the phone off the table, but it was too late. Daniel had seen. His voice was calm, but his hands trembled. "Who is Alex?" My heart split open. The room blurred. My mouth tried to form excuses, but Daniel's expression told me it was over. He already knew. Later that night, Alex showed up at my door. Daniel had locked himself in the bedroom, and I stood outside in the pouring rain, staring at the man who had ruined me, and who I had let ruin me. He looked at me with hunger, like I was supposed to choose him now that the truth was out. "It is us now, Sarah. He knows. You are free." But I was not free. I was shackled to the mess I had made. My marriage was destroyed, my husband's heart broken beyond repair, and the man standing before me was not a savior. He was the flame I had let burn down my home. "Leave," I whispered, my voice hoarse. "Leave and never come back." Alex's face twisted with anger, but he turned and walked away, disappearing into the rain. Inside, Daniel emerged from the bedroom, a packed bag in his hand. His eyes were red, his voice steady. "You cheated. You lied. You broke us, Sarah. I cannot stay here anymore." I begged. I cried. I reached for him, but he stepped back. The man who had once held me through storms now looked at me like a stranger. He left that night. He did not slam the door. He did not scream. He just walked away, and the silence he left behind was louder than any fight could have been. In the weeks that followed, the house felt like a graveyard. Every corner whispered of what I had lost. The couch where Daniel and I once laughed, the kitchen where we cooked together, the bed that now felt colder than ice. I thought Alex would come back, but he did not. He had gotten what he wanted, destruction. And when the dust settled, he moved on without me. I was left with nothing but regret. People say forgiveness heals, but sometimes there is no forgiveness. Sometimes the damage is permanent. Sometimes the person you betray loves themselves enough to walk away, and you are forced to live with the weight of your choices. Daniel never came back, and I never stopped regretting the night I chose passion over loyalty, lies over truth, and an affair over the man who truly loved me. I cheated. I lost everything, and I will never get it back.